but I don't know if you've heard the news today. There's a fellow by the name of Charlie Kirk that was assassinated today. Now, some of you may not know who Charlie Kirk was, so I'll give you a quick, brief description of who he was. It kind of startled me, kind of shook me up a little bit when I first heard the news. I listened to a lot of his he had shows on YouTube and different podcasts and things like that. But Charlie Kirk was an interesting fella. He was 31 years old and had two kids. Was married, I don't know, half a dozen years or so ago. I think most of his kids were 2 or 3 years old, maybe 4 years old, whatever. But Charlie Kirk was an interesting guy, and he would go around to different campuses, college campuses, and debate college kids on issues of the day. We'll just put it that way. Politics aside, he was a conservative Christian. Now, I don't know what his affiliation was, whether, what his particular denomination he might have been associated with. I have no clue. And at this point, it really doesn't matter that much in the grand scheme of things. But he stood up for Christian values, and he would debate the world and a lot of these college-aged kids on the issues of even Christianity, abortion, gay rights, transgender, all of the typical issues of our day, along with politics. Certainly, he did get into that too, which that's neither here or there. But I was focusing more on his conservative Christian values. The Bible tells us that those who practice godliness will suffer persecution. And, we say that and we just kind of sweep that under the rug. And that maybe in Iraq, maybe, or Iran, or North Korea, or some far off place, yeah, you probably will. But I'm here to tell you, Charlie Kirk was an example of somebody who was, I believe, trying to practice godliness. I have no idea of his affiliation. As I said, I don't even know that much about all of that, but I think he was at least trying to instill conservative Christian values on the people they talked to. Obviously, people hated him for it. He had a security guard with him all the time. He had his own staff that was security around him because he was constantly threatened, death threats, constantly threatened that people are going to kill him because he was a hated person. Politics, no doubt, had to play a part in that too, because they hated him because of his politics. But also, make no mistake, they hated him because of his conservative religious values too. And he would have been, let me say it and try to say it the right way here. His conservative Christian values align with ours. He would have taught and preached the exact same thing that you and I most of us probably would preach or teach regarding the conservative Christian values of our day. He would oppose gay marriage. He opposed transgender. He opposed shacking up, just living with your boyfriend, your girlfriend until you get married. He opposed abortion. He opposed all of those things like that filter over from politics sometimes into religion, but mainly, in my opinion, they're religion issues as well. And he would debate these kids on campus. I would watch him on video, and he really did well with what he did, and he would get them riled up. Those people, they hated him. There's no question about it. There was people on there that definitely they would get irate with him, no question about it. Well, apparently somebody who's went too far with that. Now, I don't know anything about the person or whoever has killed him. Apparently they've got some kind of a suspect in mind, I think, right now from what we were watching before I came on here tonight. But nevertheless, whatever happens with that, the authorities will take care of that. But it is kind of a sad day, because I think about a guy like Charlie Kirk, and really, as I said, regardless of his Christian affiliation, he was trying to at least establish conservative values on a world that hates the thought of it. So keep that family in your prayers also, and keep them in your mind as well tonight.